On January 20th, our nation inaugurates the 44th President of the United States, the country's first black president. And Cumberland County had a part in the historic events that led up to this moment. Join us as we take a look back on how our region made a difference in Barack Obama's rise to the White House. Presidential hopeful Barack Obama's first visit to Fayetteville came on March 19, 2008. A crowd screamed on the campus of Fayetteville Technical Community College as he stepped out of a black SUV. This group was not invited to hear his speech inside the Tony Rand Center, but they listened on loudspeakers outside the building. Inside were 150 invitation-only guests, mostly local Democrats and politicians. The community had hoped for a big public event, but that would come later. Senator Barack Obama talked about national security and Iraq on the 7-year anniversary of the war. For soldiers, he promised better training and more time off between deployments, giving them more time at home with their families. Then Obama went a step further. He vowed to withdraw American troops from Iraq by the end of 2009.
In order to end this war responsibly, I will immediately begin to remove our troops from Iraq. We can responsibly remove 1 to 2 combat brigades each month.
2 months later, Fayetteville got up close and personal with the woman behind the man, Michelle Obama. On May 5th, she talked to a small group of military wives at the Rainbow Room in Fayetteville. It would be her first of 13 visits across the country meeting with military families. Michelle said military families would be a top priority for her as First Lady.
She was extremely down to earth. She talked to my son for a while, and it was a really great visit. But I also was really taken aback by her real, true and genuine interest in military families and what was going on with military spouses in particular.
Later that day, the eve of North Carolina's primary election, Michelle Obama campaigned for her husband during a rally at Fayetteville State University. The national spotlight was on the state's results for the first time in decades. In Cumberland County, voter turnout was 32% for the Democratic primary. Despite local support for Senator Hillary Clinton, Cumberland County voters spoke loud and clear. Obama beat Clinton by a 2-to-1 margin. And voters in the state chose Barack Obama as their Democratic presidential nominee.
He wanted really to put North Carolina in play and Fayetteville in play specifically, because it would be very hard for anybody to carry the state of North Carolina if they do not win Fayetteville.
As the summer rolled on, Obama won and accepted the party's nomination, and rumors flew about another visit to Fayetteville. And Obama supporters got their wish on October 19th. Barack Obama, now leading Republican John McCain in most polls, came to the Crown Coliseum on a Sunday. This time the event was open to the public, and people waited in line for hours hoping to be a part of history. About 10,000 people packed into the Coliseum, with hundreds waiting outside. Inside, Obama talked about domestic issues, like his tax plan, and promised change.
For the last 8 years, we've tried it John McCain's way. We've tried it George Bush's way. We've given more and more to those with the most and hoped that prosperity would trickle down on everybody else. And guess what? It didn't work.
The rally was upbeat, full of music and cheering and excitement about the election.
Fayetteville was the very best place to be here on a Sunday afternoon because it was global and it was magnificent. It was like magnetism.
Obama represents change that we need here in America, not just because he's black, because he stands for the right things.
Afterward, church groups and others took advantage of one-stop voting on that Sunday. A week or so later, Republican nominee John McCain drew a crowd at the Coliseum, and the day after, Michelle Obama returned to the area where she addressed a Baptist convention meeting in Fayetteville. November 4th was Election Day, and people hit the polls with 62% voter turnout in Cumberland County. That evening, the Board of Elections tallied the numbers for state and local races. And cheers broke out when Obama supporters got the news that he had won the presidency.
We're going to stop judging somebody by their sex, by their race, by the money, by where they got their education from. So I can't even put it into, I'm speechless.
Obama would win Cumberland County's vote by 59% and win North Carolina by a slight margin days later. Then campaigns turned to transition teams, and locals watched as Barack Obama prepared for his next challenge. And January 20th, he will begin the challenge as 44th President of the United States. For FayObserver.com, I'm Sabrina Lavdis.